Hello, welcome to the Godly Gains podcast. So, if you've been here before, welcome back. And if you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Naomi, and this is the podcast where I just get you right. And if you've been here before, you're probably wondering, where is Michael? So, unfortunately, I had to fire him. I'm just kidding. He is not fired, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different, something a little bit more intimate. When I had first started this podcast, I had this idea to, share certain ideas with you. And in the podcast format we were doing before, it's cool. I'm still able to share, but in this type of format, I'm able to just be a lot more personal, a lot more raw. This is going to be the segment where I just talk from the heart. And, I never really broke down or explained why I started this podcast in the beginning. And just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I've been someone who, even when my life did not reflect it, I felt deep down that there was always better and there was always more for me out there. And this exact feeling has pushed me through and taken me out of certain really dark places. And that has put a calling on my life. And from the grace of God, him taking me out of those places, but just having that deep rooted desire to just want a little bit more for myself has been what has propelled me this far. And so I just got really obsessed and really into the idea of there is more, because truly, now that I've been through it, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, believe that you and me are here for something great. Like, we weren't here by accident. There's no way, because if you think about it, and the way I look at life, and I just think, okay, the chances of that one little sperm getting to your mother's egg, like, it's just not by accident. And I don't think coincidence happen. So let's just really unlock it. Let's really see what this life has for us. And that's exactly my dedication in this podcast, is to not only take myself there and unravel the greatness that God has put inside of me, but to take you along with me on this journey. So this podcast is for people that are just people that know deep down that there's something better out there for them. And together we're going to bring that out of each other. So today's lesson, I have been praying to God. And one thing that is so important to me is my relationship with God, because God has revealed things to me and God has answered my prayers. Like, God has come through. One thing that I always wanted was to just, with being better, I wanted to get rid of things out of myself that no longer serve me. So my relationship with God is all about me praying to him, like, give me courage, give me confidence. But with asking for those prayers, I'm also asking God, please remove things out of me that no longer serve me. Because when you get on this journey of real self-love and real dedication to yourself, there's just certain energy we just can't take along with us anymore. And so I'm aware of that. And what I've been praying, let me tell you, God has delivered. Like, he has really delivered this. And man, it has been a process, but that's what this podcast is going to be. It's going to be me sharing with you the wisdom that God has blessed me with. And I'm going to continue on this journey, and you are my accountability partner. So we're growing together, okay? I mark my words. We are going to be growing together. I want to hear about you. Talk to me in the comments or send me a message. I also linked on my Instagram too. So in case you want to do something more personal, like, I'm all for it. I want to take you along with me on this journey. So yeah, to get right into it, today's topic is going to be something that was just actually revealed to me recently, about a week ago. And this, I feel like, if we can grasp this topic and really just dissect it, man, we're about to level up like crazy, because I just have been really, 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 really genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, seeking the best version of myself. Because although we've had this and that accomplishment. I just know deep down that we're all meant to endlessly grow. Like, the limit does not exist. Like, we could really fly if we wanted to. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, there's just opportunities, whatever it may be. There's nothing that we will back down from because of just that knowing of who we are. And of course, like I always will say, is whose we are, because we're children of God. Literally created the stars and the heaven and the galaxies. And you think that he can't make your little dream come true? Or, sorry, I wouldn't say little, but he can't make your dream come true. So just knowing that God is good. Let's just level up. Let's grow together. Let's do this. And the topic of today, and this is where God has really opened my eyes to, is the question of, Naomi, what is weighing you down? So we're talking about weight loss today, but we're not talking about just any weight loss. We're talking about unnecessary weight that we carry on our hearts, on our soul. And I didn't realize how much, I'm talking about sadness, I'm talking about bitterness, anger, forgiveness that you may be holding back from somebody because they did you dirty, so you feel like they don't deserve your apology. I get it. But all of these things, they hold a weight, and that weight holds us down. So when you're held down, you're not able to fly the way that you were meant to. And so I've been really thinking about this lately, because if I'm really trying to go somewhere, and if I'm really trying to, do what I really want to do deep down, those dreams that I have, I know that I can't take it with me anymore. And where God's taking you, sis, brother, I'm telling you now, you can't take it with you no more, because it has a weight. And when I realized that things that we hold on to have a weight, I also realized that unless we understand what's impacting us, we're never going to be able to heal. So understand that what you may be holding on to, you got to be clear with, what have you not addressed? And this is something that I'll tell you a little bit story about myself. So early in the week, this is when I knew that, man, these things hold some weight. Because when I tell you, I physically felt a crazy difference after getting through a certain release. I'm telling you. So about a week ago, so about a week ago, it was my birthday. And on this birthday, I told myself that all I wanted was a spiritual experience. I wanted to feel like I just kind of left a certain part of me behind, and I stepped into just the new version. Like, I'm 28, y'all. Like, we don't have too many years to be, and I know someone's going to say that's young, but to me, I don't want to carry any baggage, or I don't want to carry any leftovers, or I just really want to just step into 28 as Naomi, the best version of Naomi that has ever been yet. Or, sorry, the best version of Naomi that has ever been bit. And so, God really came through on that, because I had this crazy experience where God had just opened my eyes and revealed to me that I had been carrying on to a certain insecurity for so long. And I was able to, just to get really vulnerable with you, I was able to do something I never did before, where I looked myself in the mirror and gave myself permission to release myself from that certain chain that I had been holding on to for so long. Like, what I'm telling you, I didn't even realize that it had been holding me back or holding a weight to me until God had really revealed it to me. And I told you, like, I've been praying to God, and I've been asking him, like, Heavenly Father, please bring it out of me. Like, whatever you see in me, take it out of me. And I 10 out of 10 recommend you guys doing that prayer. But remember that if you're going to also make that prayer, be prepared, because like, God will come through. But he's a funny guy, but I love him for this, because he's going to make you learn a lesson, but in a way where it's going to stick. But when I mean that it's going to stick, I mean, you're going to have to go through something that's going to be very uncomfortable. So it was uncomfortable going through that, definitely. But I asked myself, I'm like, why are you so uncomfortable? And then I realized that I was holding on to a certain insecurity. And I was able to look myself in the mirror and, like I said, give myself that permission to just release and like tell myself like, yo, you can let this go now. And I love you and I'm proud of you. And when I say, like, I could really break down crying just thinking about it, but when I say I felt this weight off my shoulders, like to the point where I felt lighter. Like, have you ever cleaned your room and you just, you really deep clean? Like, I mean, like got rid of clothes, went to Goodwill, all of that and above. And you went back into your room and you just felt like the air was lighter. Like, you can't really explain that, but that's exactly what that feeling gave me in the moment. I was like, let's go. Like, I'm ready to fly. Like, I'm ready. Like, my wings are up. Like, I just felt like this. Woo. And then that's where I was like, man, like, if we don't know what's impacting us, we don't realize that we're being weighed down this entire time. So how many other people are just being weighed down and we don't even realize that you've been doing life with the life you have been doing life with the weighted vest the whole damn time. And if you've ever put on a weight vest before, once you take that thing off, you just feel like you could fly. But the thing is that we don't realize that we're being held down. So I want to make this one today to just open somebody's eyes today to maybe look deep within themselves and ask themselves, like, what am I holding on to? What insecurity, what sadness, what anger, what bitterness, what jealousy, like all these little negative emotions that we hold on to as humans, we got to get rid of them because look, like I said, where God is taking us, we can't carry that no more because you and me, we got greatness inside of us. Be so for real with yourself. You know deep down, even if your life is in shambles right now, you know deep down that this can be it. There is so much to go and get. So we need to go and get that. And so when I had that feeling of just releasing myself and feeling that lightness to me, it really opened my eyes to like, what else is there? Because I think we have this idea that we're a lot better off than we think we are. But I think that idea comes from just being in a society that is just so distracted. Like, we don't even have time to check in with ourselves because the only free time you get, you're working. Sorry, if you're not working a 9 to 5 because sorry, I'm not cursing anymore. But the only free time you get when you're not working, because we have to work a lot because inflation is up, you already know. And then once you're not working, you're probably exhausted. So you just do mindless things like go on TikTok and all these little things that the Matrix is just sucking us into has made us really distracted. I was distracted for a long time, a very long time. And I'm so grateful for the grace of God because when I tell you that God has had his hand on my life, like even where times where I was just like, nail me. I was in places where I'm like, bro, sis, why are you like, what's going on? Like, how are we even here right now? But God has just been so miraculous and been so gracious and had his hand on my life and has been pulling me out. And when I was telling you how I was also very distracted, I really feel like it was the grace of God that was just like woke me up and like shook me and was like, you need to wake up and you need to start diving deep into yourself. I guess how I would put it is that the closer I got to God, the more God revealed to me how special I was, how special you also are as well. But in knowing who I am, it made me want to wake up and it made me want to stop wasting so much time and start actually checking in and figuring out like, who am I and what do I actually need? And it's just a different type of growth. Like, if you know me, you know that I've been in the gym for many years. I've done the weight loss. I've done the transformations. I've done it. And it's awesome. It's super great. But it's at this time of my life where the internal transformation just means so much to me. Because like Lauryn Hill said, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? So I really just not wanted to get, better within. I want to get really, really, really right. And so that's when I had to take that time. And I want to encourage you as well to take your time with yourself, because like I was saying earlier, I really didn't realize how much that insecurity was weighing me down until I had said that prayer and diligently dissected what was going on in my life. And not just, I was going through a storm, y'all. Like, I was really going through a storm. And instead of asking God to take me out, I was really in this time looking in and being like, what is there for me to take from this? There's something to take out of everything. And man, like, when you do that, you could realize that even the most worst things that you can be going through right now, there's a lesson behind everything. So, and you won't know that until you quiet things down a little bit. So taking that time to just get into your, just spend some time with yourself, turn off those distractions, and yeah, just really check in, because there might be something impacting you and we got to release it. I'm going to say that over and over again, because we need to release, we need to heal. But I've realized that we can't heal what we don't know is impacting us. And for that reason, you got to dive deep. You got to dive deep. And I know it can be uncomfortable, but your inner you, the one that wants to shine so bad, the one that has been suppressed by the world's limitations, that person is itching so bad. So do it for him or do it for her. Like, just spend that time, because what you'll find, it's going to be a little messy at first. You're going to have to do some work to clean up, but I'm telling you, that feeling of, oh man, like, what else is there out there for me is going to times 10, because now going through that, I'm like, wow, let's just keep going. Let's keep doing it. I'm ready. I want more, because I didn't realize that this was having such an impact on me, and there must be more things that might be impacting me, but I'm just ready to fly. I don't know about you, but figuratively, not literally, but figuratively, I feel like the sky's the limit for all of us. I truly believe that there's greatness inside of you. There is greatness inside of me, and there's really nothing we can't do, especially if you have a connection to God. Like, there is truly nothing you can't do. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And I'm excited for this journey, because I know that me and you are just we're going to be leveling up. Like, if we can really do the dirty work, the work that not a lot of people want to do, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to leave the comfortability zone for just a bit. But man, the growth that we're about to hit. And then once you get the growth, it's sky's the limit from there, because there's no challenge, there's no opportunity, there's no door that's not going to open for you. All right? So let's do this and dive a little deep, and remember that where you're going, where God is taking you, you can't take that with you anymore. We only take in positivity. We're just not holding baggage. You got to drop it off. It's done. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little segment. I'm sure it was a little bit everywhere, but I'm just grateful to be doing this with you. And we gonna grow. We gonna get better together. Continue to do the good work, and don't forget to work on yourself. You are the best investment that can ever be. So get connected with God. Stay true to yourself. And I love you. And I hope you have a great day.